Hey speech friends! The last time I did a video, I showed you all different sorts of auditory and visual cues that you can use with your child to help them understand the sound that you're wanting them to work on. So what we know is we can ask a child to watch our mouth, look at what I'm saying, but sometimes they need a bigger cue to go along with that so that they really know what sound we're trying to get them to make. So today I'm going to specifically talk about bilabial sounds. Bilabials are sounds that we make with both of our lips. Bi meaning two and labial meaning lips. So P's, B's, and M's are sounds that we make with both of our lips together. And sometimes kids will struggle with that. They'll struggle with getting their lips together when they make that sound. So I'm going to talk about the visual cues that we can use specifically for those sounds today. And then we'll talk about some factors that might be keeping them from making those sounds correctly. So I have some cue cards for the kids. Last time I had mentioned that I teach these skills while doing If You're Happy and You Know It. So we can have these cue cards available for them. We could put these out on the table or on the floor, and we can ask them to go ahead and choose one, and then we'll use that one in our song. So maybe they'll choose the lip popper. We'd say, great. If you're happy and you know it, make a lip popper. If you're happy and you know it, make a lip popper. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, make a lip popper. And then maybe they'll choose the lip bouncer next. If you're happy and you know it, make a lip bouncer. If you're happy and you know it, make a lip bouncer. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, make a lip bouncer. If you're happy and you know it, make a lip squeezer. If you're happy and you know it, make a lip squeezer. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, make a lip squeezer. Great job. So we want to look for lip squeezers to be present around the age of 3. So prior to that, we should be starting to hear those sounds as well. But by 3, we want P's, B's, and M's to be correct. We want lips together when they're making that sound, and we want to hear those sounds correct at the beginning, middle, and ends of words. So if not, if you notice that they're making those sounds with their lips apart, sometimes they make the sound with their upper teeth and their lower lip. So it might look like something like mom, mommy. And if you don't see it, if you hear mommy, that sounded not too bad. But when you look, you see mommy, and you can see that they're not making that sound correctly. So once we teach them these cues, then we could say, oh, that's one of those words that has a lip squeezer in it. In fact, it has 2 lip squeezers in it. Can you squeeze your lips and say, mommy, mom? Okay. So maybe you're in the kitchen and they ask for their cup, except you see them say cup, cup. Again, it's not that you can't understand, but they're not making that sound correctly. So I would give them their cup and say, here's your cup. And then I would really model and over-exaggerate that. I'd give them that cue and I would really pop that sound so that they hear it. I can't really pop when I say cup. That's not a great way to pop, but if I get both of my lips together, I can really pop it. I can say cup, and I can really over-exaggerate it. Same thing, maybe you have a ball and you guys are playing ball, and you notice that every time your child says ball, they actually do it with their teeth and their lip. They say, roll me the ball. And you see that. You can say, hey, that's one of those words that has a lip bouncer in it. Can you squeeze your lips together and say ball? And then when they say that, then you can roll the ball to them or toss the ball to them, that sort of thing. So those are different ways that you can use those cues just in natural everyday situations, and you can go ahead and work on those. I'm also going to include some pictures that you can cut out and use to practice those sounds. So I'll send some ones that have P's, B's, and M's. I'll attach those to this video, and you can use that. Another thing that I will attach is this bear. And so what I do is I will cut out the bear's mouth and I will attach it to a bag, a paper bag, and I will cut that mouth out on the paper bag as well so that there's an opening. And with the pictures that I'm talking about that have P's, B's, and M's in them, you can print those out, cut those out, and then practice saying those words with your lips together using those cues, and then you can feed the bear. And it's just a quick, fun activity that kids can do. It keeps them interested in what you're doing and helps to get more practice out of them when they stay interested. Okay? All right, and then I will also attach all of my auditory and visual cues so that you can see all of those again, but we'll specifically be looking at the P's, B's, and M's for this video. Another thing that you can do is put your child in front of a mirror, okay? So it's one thing to watch me do it. It's another thing if they can watch themselves do it in their mirror. You can say, give me a lip squeezer, say, and then they can watch and see. You can say, did you see your teeth? I didn't see your teeth. All I could see were your lips squeezing together. That's just what we want to do. So if they can watch themselves in a mirror, that's going to help a lot too. So that's something that you can utilize as well. So another thing that I want you to think about is, are there any factors that might be keeping them from making their P's, B's, and M's correctly? And sometimes it just is because it is. That's just the way they've developed their speech, and we just have to show them that actually we want to do it like this. I know you've been doing it this way, but now we need to start working on doing it this way with our lips together. So that's a possibility. Another possibility is, are they pacifier users? Because if so, and if they've been using their pacifier a lot and talking with a pacifier in their mouth, which is a big no-no, then those lips are setting up some muscle movements that are not conducive to making our P's, B's, and M's. Because if there's always a pacifier in their mouth that keeps their lips apart, then those lips don't know what it's like to come together, right? Their muscles are learning what they're supposed to do when they start talking. And so even when you take that pacifier out, those muscles have learned, I get it. I don't make my lips come together when I talk because I've never done that before. So that's what the muscles have learned. That's what they continue to do. So we need to show them, actually, we do put our lips together when we make some sounds. So getting rid of the pacifier while they're talking is very important. Another thing that could happen that kind of goes along with the pacifier use is if they are a thumb sucker. So sometimes those thumb suckers will cause an open bite situation. Pacifier users can do that as well. But an open bite situation, which makes it harder to get those lips closed because they have to work over the teeth that are maybe now coming out farther than what they would normally do. And now there's a bigger space that they have to cover because they have to cover that hole that's left from an open bite. So it just makes it trickier to get those lips together and get it over those teeth if there's an overbite situation there. So that could be a factor as well. Another factor could be if you have a child who's a mouth breather. So if there are some issues going on as far as large adenoids or significant allergies, those types of things that is causing a child to breathe like that all of the time versus keeping their lips together, what we would normally see is when a child isn't talking or isn't eating, that their lips would be together and they would be breathing through their nose. And when that happens, again, our lips are touching. Our lips go, oh, this is what it feels like when my lips are together. And when our lips are together at resting position, then other things are happening that are good for our mouths as well. Our muscles are growing in the right direction. We're feeling the things that we're supposed to feel. Our tongue is suctioned up to the roof of our mouth. All sorts of things that should be happening when our lips and our mouth are at rest. But when we're at rest and we're like this, then that's what our mouth is learning to do too. That's what our muscles are learning to do. And when your lips are that far apart, normally, then it just takes more effort and energy to bring those lips together and close your jaw and do all of those things to make speech sounds correctly. So I want you to watch for that as well. So I hope this has been helpful for you today, and you can watch for some more videos that I'll talk about some other specific auditory and visual cues that you can use in the future. Thanks, and I hope this works well for you. Bye-bye.